How's that for a start?
Great start.
There we go.
I was on the edge of my seat.
Time now for Talk of the Town. I'm with Brady King and Nick Rothschild, and we're talking about the Broncos' first preseason game, of course, a 30-9 win over the 49ers. But one thing I want to talk about tonight, Nick, Brady, is the first team offense, right? Okay, you got our ones on offense going against their backups, 2s and 3s. Bo Nix, not good. Running game, average. Sean Payton said average to below average for the starters. Nothing to really worry about for me. No alarms going off. Oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. But I will say that they do have to work on some things, as Sean Payton said, and kind of tighten it up before we get to the regular season.
It was kind of weird, Lionel. I felt Bo Nix didn't really translate the confidence he was playing with at the end of the season last year to this preseason game. I mean, he totally looked in command of the offense, don't get me wrong, but there were a few throws that, like the one to Cortland Sutton in the end zone that he underthrows, it just felt like he was lacking confidence or conviction on some of his passes. I don't know if that was just, preseason jitters or he just wasn't feeling it that day. And like you said, I'm also not at all worried about Nix this season, but it just felt strange because what I had in the back of my mind from the end of last season was this guy who had taken the reins, taken the job, and was absolutely crushing it at training camp this year. Not what I saw in San Francisco.
Well, all the talk about how much better they're going to be and Bo Nix's second year under Sean Payton, Brady, I expected him to come out, be efficient, move the ball down the field, maybe score a touchdown, leave, and then you're like, all right, first team O looks good. But that just didn't happen in game one.
No, they looked a bit rusty, and I think the frustrating part is that this team last year started slow. That's kind of what they've become notorious for. Yes, it's preseason, no time to hit the panic button. They have plenty of time to correct things. But I imagine that's one of the 14 things that Sean Payton is not happy about is the slow start.
Nick, I think this is good. This is like a splash of ice cold water in your face. Stop all that talk right now. Get to work, get to the grind, and then we'll see what happens in the first regular season game.
Well, keep in mind, too, none of this is game planned, right? Like, the offense isn't necessarily even trying to beat the 49ers. The defense certainly hadn't done any prep work on Mac Jones or the 49ers players. So what they're out there doing is putting guys in positions to evaluate man-on-man matchups when they watch the film later. So I'm not like you, Lionel. I didn't care if Bo Nix went out and led a scoring drive or the points on the board didn't matter to me, but I did want to see an offense that moved a little bit better. I did not see that.
There were some bright spots. Trent Sherfield looked great. RJ Harvey got some reps. I think there were other guys that stepped up, that the focus doesn't all come down to Bo Nix and the first team. I think there were some positives to pull from this. And like Nick said, it's all about development right now. The score doesn't matter. So hopefully we'll see more of that against Cardinals.
I'm glad you mentioned RJ Harvey, Brady. Did you take anything from the fact that he was the first running back on the field with the offense? Or is this sort of Sean Payton being Sean Payton in that we never know who's going to be the starting running back?
I think he likes to confuse us, but I liked seeing RJ Harvey out there and then mixed in with J.K. Dobbins. I think there is I don't think Sean Payton does things by accident, so I think it meant a lot to see him out there and that he does need to be getting those reps right away. I was excited about that.
I think we're going to see like a sort of an edgy and angrier Sean Payton here coming up. All that, as I said, happy talk that was going on before this game, I think that's gone for now.
I also think we might finally see a few camp fights because going out to San Francisco was a little bit of a break from hitting each other and whatnot. But my guess, just based on the way Sean Payton talked about that game, is he lit into those guys. Post-game, when they get back to practice next week, Payton is going to ride them into the dirt. So we may see a little more tempers flaring early in the week, certainly maybe with the Cardinals come to town. But I think you're right. I think the whole team is going to be a little more fiery this week.
Okay, well, we'd love to hear your voice here on Denver7 Sports. And Eric Wright posted on my Denver7 Facebook page talking about the Rockies. Eric says, I would like to know, has Warren Schaefer earned the managerial role next year for the Rockies?
Sorry.
No.
Eric, as simple as I can put it, no, he has not. And this team is so bad right now. There has to be so many other things to happen with this organization before we worry about a new manager. Bill Schmidt, the GM, has to go. Dick Monfort has to take him away, take himself out of making any decisions about the baseball side of this. But No, Rockies, I don't know. There's no way that you can say who's going to be the manager for next year right now. All right, Eric, thanks for lending your voice to Talk of the Town. Now it's time for a break, but coming up next, high expectations in Fort Collins for the CSU football team this year. We'll talk about that right after this break.